Hello students, welcome to today's session on the topic name is basic accounting terms. So basic accounting terms, it is nothing but the terminology which is used in accounting day in day out. Okay, so it covers all sort of terms which is generally used or maybe in practice on day in day out in the business. Okay, so especially if you're talking about the introduction to basic uh, terms of the accounting, maybe I can start with revenue, right? So revenue is nothing but in short, we can say the total amount earned from the sales of goods or services, which is provided by the company or firm. Another one is expense. So expense is the cost incurred to generate revenue. It could be rent, salary, utilities, anything which is nothing but the payment side of the company. Profit is nothing but the net profit, after tax. Okay, so revenue minus expense. That means whatever revenue has been generated by the firm with the help of sale of goods or services, minus the expenses incurred, maybe salary, utilities, rents, whatever it is. Post that, it comes the net profit. It indicates the business financial success. So based upon the profit, anyone can analyze, right, whether the company is having the profit in business or not. Okay. Now the drawing is nothing but the amount withdrawn by the owner for personal use. So I'll cover in the next topic maybe. So it is nothing but the amount which is utilized by the owner for his or her personal use. Next one is capital. Capital is nothing but the money invested in the business by the owner. So suppose if there is a partnership firm, so the beginning of the organization or the formation or registration of the company, I think a partner has some capital. Along with joining the partnership or maybe the company which is issuing the shares. Okay, so based upon that, they generates capital. Okay, so money invested in the business by the owner, that comes under capital. Okay. Now, talking about the initial phases of these terms. So one is the accounting. Accounting is nothing but the process of recording, summarizing, reporting of the financial transactions. Business transactions. So business transactions is any economic activities in the business involving exchange or transfer of money or goods. One thing is here I would like to mention that any activities which is converted into the money, which comes under the business transactions, and that will be the part of the accounting. Okay. Assets is the resources owned by the business that have economic value, right? Either cash, inventory, or equipments. Okay, it comes under assets. Okay, even sometimes the part of the goodwill, right? Valuation of the goodwill is also comes under liabilities. Liabilities is nothing but the obligation or debts of the business owns to others, right? So liability is nothing but the loan to the company. Okay, and the accounts payable. Okay, equity is not it is clearly known as the capital to the company, so owner's interest in the business after deducting liability from assets. Okay, so equity is in short we can say the shares. Okay, which is part of the capital, and it is nothing but the owner's investment in the business. Now moving to the next, that is debit and credit. So it is the part of the double entry system. Okay, so in double entry system, each transaction is having two effects. Some accounts will be debited and someone is credited, right? So based upon each and every transactions, debit and credits having their own impacts. Okay, so the fundamental of double entry accounting is known as part of debit and credits. Debits increase assets expenses. Okay, credit increase liability revenue and equity. It is clearly understandable, like whatever comes under this debit piece increase assets expenses, and the credit side increase liabilities revenue equity. Current assets and non-current assets, I would say, like fixed assets as well. So assets expected to be converted into cash within 1 year, that is known as current assets. Non-current assets, it is the assets hold for the longer period of time, right? So initially, if you're talking about machinery, plant, building, all these comes under fixed assets, okay? Because it has long term, right? So the assets which held longer term, that comes under fixed assets, or in short, you can say non-current asset. But the current assets which is expected to be converted into cash within 1 year, maybe example inventory, right? Maybe debtors. Current liability and the non-current liabilities. So current liabilities, the debts payable within 1 year, and the dates payable after 1 year, that is non-current liabilities, right? Next one is trial balance. So as I mentioned, it is nothing but one of the piece of the reconciliation of the accounts, okay, or I would say the reconciliation of ledgers. So it is something like a statement which is showing ledger account balance to check the equality of debit and credits. So as I mentioned, there are two legs of each and every transactions, debit and credits. So it should be, matched. So, I mean, to reconcile that, the trial balance is required. Okay. And the last but not least, that is the financial statement. It includes, starting with, the part of trial balance, then profit and loss, then balance sheet. Apart from that, it also having the income statement, cash flow statement, okay, and which is very much important to understand the financial health of the company or firm, okay, and through which anyone can easily identify, analyze what is the position of the company, right? So even though name itself suggests, it is known as financial accounting, okay, final accounts, okay. So the final account is nothing but the account in which it is summarizing the entire entry, okay, and comes into the profit and loss and balance sheet, okay. So these are the common terminology which is used in accounting, and it is very much useful for the person who is dealing in day in, day out, okay. So that's all for today's session, and I hope you all understand the topic. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next time. If you have any doubts, please contact me through my Urban Pro profile. Thank you.